Hello. Um, this is Audioheads, and I'm Susie, and that's Lee, and we are with Geeks Assembled, and we are here to review a Sarah Jane adventure with the original actress Elizabeth Sladen, and her birthday was just recently, so happy posthumous birthday to her. And this one's called A Test of Nerve, and these are more adult stories than her CBBC children's program, which were great, but they were for kids. This one's about her betrayal, and it's called A Test of Nerve. And oh my gosh, it does, it's on the nerves, that's for sure. Wondering what Lee thought of it. So what's your opening thoughts?
Well, my opening thoughts is like the last one we did, the Dow Connection, and the one before that, of course, a few years back, we did the Comeback. This one I enjoyed more than the previous two, because this was more, it was just more adventure, it was more suspense and story orientated as well. I was listening to it. I mean, I'm a big fan of the UK TV series, The Avengers. If you know the Steed and Mrs. Peel, and it had the feel that the threat in this story was like an Avengers threat. Someone was out to get Sarah Jane, was to either kill her, humiliate her, to frame her, and that included all her friends around her as well. And it had that sort of Avengers storyline to it, which I loved. This is the third one in the series of these audios. And for me, this one I really did enjoy. Elizabeth Sladen. As soon as you hear a voice, it's Sarah Jane. You can't. What a cult, iconic character. And the story of this is it was virus. Very
really timely.
Yeah, and the threat of that from the releasing in the underground, and yeah, I just loved it. And the characters as well, the two main antagonists. What's his name?
Harris.
Harris, yes, played by Robin Bowerman, and James Carver, played by Roy Skelton, who, of course, if you're a Doctor Who fan, he was mainly one of the main voices of the Daleks back in the day. And if you're a UK person of a certain age, you would also remember him being in a kids' program called Rainbow. But little Zippy. It really, I did like this. I mean, it was written by David Bishop, directed by Gary Russell, and this one got me from the beginning. I mean, the previous couple sort of, I don't know, there was something about those two what didn't feel right about those two audios, but this one clicked from the beginning, and the performances in this was spot on. So yeah, that's my opening thoughts. Enjoyed it beginning to end.
So what did you think of did you think that Harris was mostly the bad guy, or did you think the other lady was?
Well, you had Harris and you had Carver, and both of them, I mean, Carver was listening to Harris, and Harris was working for somebody else, as you learn at the end of the audio.
Yeah.
And if you're a Doctor Who fan, you know who this woman is. Because, I mean, we can say spoilers now because which is 2002, this audio, so
It's 20 years old.
20 years. Because at the end of it, only a brief little cameo at the end of it by a certain actress, but the character, Miss Winters,
Yeah.
who was the villainess in Robot, Doctor Who.
Uh-huh.
So she wants revenge, Sarah Jane. I mean, she's only waited so many decades, but
I know.
but so really it's top villain, and there are a couple of underdogs doing her bidding, sort of thing. But I would say Harris was the villain of the piece. Carver was very unstable, and I think he was doing what he was doing for different reasons.
Yeah. What was your favorite Carver scene?
Well, the one where he was holding them hostage, threatening them, threatening Sarah and all of that, and then Sarah's friend, was it Claudia, phoned them up, and then he had to go at her over the phone. That was a brilliant scene.
Yeah.
But then also again the reveal of scene where I think it was in front of the character Josh, where he revealed that he had all the
Dynamite?
The dynamite and whatever on him.
Yes.
He was very unstable character, but then again, he sort of redeemed himself.
That was my favorite Carver scene. Was the scene where he's in the underground. You know, the tablet is there, like the two glass cases are there. It's incredibly intense, and they end up convincing him not to go through with the whole thing. But he goes off right away after he fails Harris and kills himself.
Yeah,
throws himself in front of a train.
Go carry on.
No, it's on some level that was pulling in Sarah as you know as a real failure on her part. She really, but the other real failure on her part. What was your favorite bit with all of her companions?
Well, I mean, the companions where they sort of fell for it, and they got caught into the glass cases or whatever. You know, there was caught in those. That was quite good. But you mentioned failure on Sarah Jane's part. She was given a choice, wasn't she? Of save thousands of millions of people in London, or save one person, which was a choice, and she went to save all those hundreds, thousands of people against one person, which was her friend, of course. What's her name? Natalie, played by her own daughter, of course,
by Sadie.
Which she didn't sort of take kindly to at the end of the thing. She wasn't very happy that she decided to go and save all those thousands of lives instead of hers.
Yeah.
It's a no-win situation, really, isn't it? What do you do?
Yeah, so they really played her. And in that, that betrayal of Natalie, because Natalie was not able to really extricate herself from the situation. She was a disabled woman in a wheelchair.
And Harris took her wheelchair away, didn't he?
And he had made her, yeah.
It was
mobility impairment. It's hard. I mean, I can't imagine going through that. You know, while there's a whole hell of a lot of jeopardy going on elsewhere too, because you really do think that she's going to go with her friend, that she's going to make the decision to save her friend. She had learned from the doctor,
Yeah,
the hell with her companions. Really.
It's, save as many people as you can, or let all those people die and just save one life.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's not. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
One life for but you have to see what happens. So yeah, it's a damn good story.
Yeah, so like that scene of with Harris and the wheelchair and Natalie was my favorite scene of best scene of Harris. He was fucking nightmarish. I mean, like that was his best scene. And I think Sarah was like her best in the scene where afterward where she's picking up the pieces for everybody and trying to sort that out. And like and I do like how this audio was kind of bookended by the news reports.
Yeah.
I mean, that it just made it seem like such a something that happened yesterday. And that's immense, when somebody can make things seem so immediate. Like, well, yeah, I know. It was.
I was sort of not listening to it. I've only in the last hour or so re-listened to this because I've had a bit of a busy week, and usually I've listened to everything, watched everything by the middle of the week. But this week,
right? I know.
This week, sort of about an hour ago, I finished listening to this, and I thought, wow, this story is so apt for our times at the moment. It just felt like I was listening or watching to a daily news report.
Agreed. It was perfect. And it could have been set in the 80s. Could have been set. It could probably be set 50 years from now. That's what's. I mean, this is and because of the jeopardy that Sarah went through with all of her life being exposed. Harris obviously had read her diary, pulled up all of her files on her computer, had accessed everything in her life.
Knew all her contacts.
I mean, that's what they call that now is called doxing.
Mm-hmm.
And Harris doxed her, and Harris used all of that doxing to completely manipulate the situation.
It was when he revealed that he knew everything about her. I mean, she was powerless really at that point.
Yep.
You felt for her, but then you thought, wow, Harris, what a douchebag, but also as well, he's done his homework. He's done. He knows his job.
Yeah. he could be like one of those conspiracy guys who generating the conspiracy, like Q, or
Mm.
there's a dude in the U.S., an older guy, looks a bit like I don't know anybody who looks like him. Anyway, he's an older white guy, and he basically formulated this whole conspiracy theory, and sent it out there in bits and bobs on his Q sites and on his Q threads, and basically almost scuttled the government. I mean, in the United States. I mean,
It's not hard these days to do that to any government, I suppose.
No, but like, I mean, what happened in Myanmar, what was it, 3 days?
Roughly,
3
yeah.
days after that? I mean, it's just like, there, the military it was actually the military, not just a bunch of militias, but they actually took over. And the story is the same, the narrative is the same, and it's what Harris used on Sarah Jane. And so here, Sarah Jane is the most predictive history thing that we've got going on in Doctor Who. The whole of the Whoniverse right now is this story. It's got the virus, it's got the conspiracy theory, it's got doxing, it's got the manipulation, it's got the torture of people, it's got animal cruelty, and it's got
oh yeah, the rats, yeah.
yeah, and it's got this this situation with Natalie, which is just it's a horrifying situation for a disabled person. So I mean,
he mostly knew that she would choose to save many lives.
Yeah.
And he mostly knew that would drive a wedge between their Natalie and Sarah Jane's friendship as well.
Yes.
So that's mostly what he was hoping for.
Yeah. Success.
Yeah. I'll tell you something else about this. Nothing to do with the story. I mean, the past two audios, Sarah Jane Smith audios, I wasn't too happy with the music. In between the scenes, there was big blasts of music, wasn't there?
Well, you thought so, but
yeah,
I did just.
This one didn't seem to have that happening.
It didn't have any music except for the theme, and then like these little stingers between things.
Yeah, not as overused as the previous story.
Yeah.
Which I found this one was more listenable without the. So that's one less gripe.
Yeah. It was incredible, like how it was incredible how modern and up to date this really was. I'm kind of flummoxed by this. I'm a little spun out just now, thinking like how much they nailed it. Anyway, and Carver. I mean, Carver was, in one sense, like a red shirt, and in one sense, he was like a throwaway character. But in another sense, because he was he had such a great scene with Claudia and him and her, and then his eventually redemption, and then tragic suicide. His noble. Oh my God, he just did so many different things. So, yeah,
it's amazing what sort of
You kind of feel for him and you kind of hate him at the same time, which is something that, usually only Robert Carlyle can make me do that.
oh,
I mean,
it's amazing how many emotions these writers and these actors can fit into 60 minutes of drama,
yeah.
audio drama. You know, you're up, you're down, you're up, you're down, you're on the edge of your seat. But it's amazing. Yeah, I'm glad we listened to it. It's been quite a few years since I heard this one. So, all the better for sitting down and listening to it.
Yeah. Okay. So with that, I think we've talked about our favorite moments, and we talked about our. Is there the music that you liked? I liked the soundscape. You could definitely tell that they were in her nice home, in Sarah Jane's nice home. It felt really homey, and the computer sounds were old but sort of new, and then the tube, you could tell. I mean, there's something about the way that Big Finish can write for the tube. It's great, and soundscape for the tube, and those rats, yeah. So
well,
great.
as I said at the beginning of this, I just loved, because as I said, I'm a big Avengers fan, and Big Finish have done terrific work on the Avengers audios, and this for me, it was like an episode of the Avengers, but with Sarah Jane, her friends trapped in great big glass boxes or whatever it was. I thought, wow, it's just the fantastical feel of it, but also the real life threat as well. Great mixture in this story.
Yeah.
And so
Agreed.
Totally down to David Bishop, who wrote this.
Yeah. Agreed.
So I'd love to know. I know he's written quite a few, few audios, but I haven't heard his name mentioned lately in the audio department of Big Finish. So I don't know if he doesn't work for him anymore. I don't know. But if he doesn't, Big Finish, please get him back.
Well, so with that, let's rate this thing, and I bet I know what you're going to give it. Lee, what's your final say then and the score?
I am going to give it 10 rats in a box out of 10.
All right, and I will give it 10 pellets of nerve gas. Oh, and that's the other thing. It was not only on her nerves and testing her nerves and testing the nerves of her people and testing the nerves of the city, but or the town. I'm sorry, London's called the town. It also was about nerve gas.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh,
Tested nerve.
Yeah, I'll give it 10 nerve pellets out of 10. Nerve gas pellets out of 10. And thank you for watching. Thanks for listening, Lee. We could do another one of these if you'd like. Do you fancy continue?
Totally up to you. I'm game if you
are. All right. I know you probably didn't want to go back and revisit any of the Stargate quite this soon. So yeah, we'll just
I will always go back to reviewing something we've done before. but give it a little bit of.
Yeah, I know. In this case, we will give it some time in the future. Okay, so yeah, stay tuned. Next time we're going to be reviewing.
Ghost Town, I think it's called.
Yeah. Yep. And we will we'll join you again in a fortnight. Stay tuned this weekend. We are reviewing V for Vendetta. And we're also reviewing what?
The 1973 movie Westworld.
Westworld with Telly Savalas.
With Yul Brynner. Telly Savalas isn't in it.
Sorry, Yul Brynner.
You see, you're getting your bald guys mixed up now.
I got my book mixed up. Anyway, yeah, so Yul Brynner, that's right. The King of Siam. Ah, yeah, that's right. Anyway, and yeah, so like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe. Hit the bell for your notifications. It's right down there by your subscribe button. And also thumbs up. Please give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Just to respond to our video, please. Whatever to give us some excitement, and also share it widely. And I'm sorry, I used to be an admin on a Sarah Jane, on the Sarah Jane group, but it's turned into something for this this show from the Philippines, which is not Sarah Jane Smith. So I got tired of it anyway.
Right.
But I just want you to, support Sadie as she steps into the role that her mother is doing, because she did really well with her mother, and she did really well on her own, and she's just a really great actress. And supporting her would be really great. And happy posthumous birthday, Sarah Jane. And thanks, Lee, for joining me. See you tomorrow, okay?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Take care.
All right.
Bye.